Hey everybody, this is David Little, and I'm speaking on behalf of Crown Capital Income Fund LP. On a high level basis, the investment opportunity is that we are offering 9 to 10% cash on cash returns with monthly distributions. As of January 1, 2026, we are moving into a sub-REIT entity, which is going to yield a 20% interest deduction for our investor pool. The great thing about this investment is it perfectly pairs with self-directed IRAs. It has minimal lockup periods, and that's contrary to a lot of other real estate funds that you'll find. And then two big differentiators for us as Crown Capital is the first of which is we're an investor first fund structure. We're going to talk about more of that in a little bit. And secondly, we are radically transparent in the way in which we show our full loan tape and financials. And there on the right-hand side, you can see our funded real estate notes and the record growth that we've had over the last few years. We're very proud of that. We have a tremendous amount of deal flow, and usually our limiting factor on growth is third-party investor capital. And so this is potentially a great opportunity. Before we jump in, I want to talk about the management team. Jeremy and myself own the company 50/50. Our backgrounds are actually in engineering. Both him and myself went to A&M, got petroleum engineering degrees, and worked for a Fortune 100 oil and gas company for about 15 years each. We always had a passion for real estate. And so we were always doing part-time real estate work, whether it was single-family homes, Airbnb ownership, or raw land development. But we really found our passion when we did our first hard money loan deal back in 2016. We pulled our capital together, we did our first loan, and fell in love with the process, and have been lending ever since. We've been in Crown Capital for over 9 years. We've deployed over $60 million of capital. Very proud to say we've no investor has ever lost any principal. We've never even missed an investor payment. And in that 9 year track record, we've only had two foreclosures, and there weren't any capital losses on those as well. So very happy to report that sort of track record. So how do we make money? Well, at Crown Capital Resources, we don't buy real estate. Instead, what we do is we provide short-term loans to high-quality borrowers. These are also known as hard money loans, bridge loans, private lending. On a high level basis, our portfolio is split between residential and commercial. Residential holds about 65% of the portfolio, and a lot of these are characterized as fix and flips. And so I'll walk through an example that we had in San Antonio, Texas. On this one, it was a fix and flip with a repeat borrower of ours. The total loan was $469,000. He ended up selling the property for $670,000. If you divide those two numbers, that's where you get your loan to value, essentially the note that we have out versus the asset value of the property. So over a 6 month loan period, we generated about $42,000 in revenue for the business. And that is both on origination and interest income. And then on this commercial deal, these typically aren't fix and flips. These are more like bridge loans. This was a piece of raw land that the borrower came to us, needed a loan on. It had a appraisal as is value of 1.75 million, and we issued an $800,000 loan on it. So this one had a sub 50% loan to value ratio, very strong over collateralized position. We had the loan for about 4 months, and between interest and origination, we generated about $58,000 of revenue on that. So you can see they're really strong revenue numbers. You do this over 100 loans a year, and it provides a lot of top line income for the business. So speaking of income for the business, I want to talk through one of our main selling points. So a lot of our competitors, when you look at different debt funds, this is a very common capital stack. So many funds actually place their third-party capital investors on the very bottom of the capital stack. So a general structure what this might look like is the top line gross revenue comes in, and then the GP management fee is taken, right? That's the owners, the founders making their cut. After that, operating expenses are paid, miscellaneous legal expenses, and on the bottom of the capital stack, you have your investors. We took that structure and flipped it on its head. And so our legal structure prioritizes investors first and foremost. And investor interest contributions are made first. And importantly, investors are never diluted by any operating expenses. So we think that's a huge value add and a huge selling point for our fund versus other funds as well. The second key differentiator for ourselves is radical transparency. We want to be an extremely transparent operator. And so what you get from us is we actually send out both the entire loan tape and our company financials on a quarterly basis. So you as a third party investor can see where your capital is going, how the business is doing. And then importantly, this is all a matter of public record. So you can see there on the left-hand side, we also provide the county link so that you can go verify on a property by property basis that Crown Capital Income Fund does hold, in fact, hold the lien to the property. So if this is the right investor fit, we would love to schedule a call and talk a little bit more just to hit some high level points. Where 9 to 10% return is what we offer, depending on your class A2 and A1 there on the right hand side. The REIT structure that we're moving into effective Jan 1 is going to be a huge tax savings for our investors. It's going to be a 20% interest deduction. And the two key differentiators for us, we are a low risk investor first structure, and we really pride ourselves on being a transparent operator in this fund. If you'd like to learn more, here's my contact information. We would love to be in touch and see if this is the right fit for you. Thank you.